What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lance's Lively Sunday Stories. Now, today, our verse is from Matthew chapter 20, verse 10. It reads, "When those hired came to get their pay, they assumed they would receive more, but they too were paid a day's wage." Now, what is this verse telling us? First of all, this parable is about a man who hired 5 different groups of people. The first group worked for 12 hours, the second 9 hours, the third 6 hours, the fourth 3 hours, and finally the fifth 1 hour. Now, this parable is focused on the first and fifth group. When the man paid the fifth group a day's wage, even though they only worked for 1 hour, the first group expected more than a day's wage. But their contract said that they would be paid only a day's wage. So when it was time for the first group to be paid, they were given the standard day's wage. But they felt that they deserved more. Now, our big message relates to this verse. Our big message is, don't insist on what you deserve. Get what grace delivers. Thanks to awesome kid Alexander for this week's big message graphic. Our big message is telling us to not insist that we deserve something, but that we should instead get what grace delivers. Our big message also tells us to be happy for what God has given others instead of being envious. It also calls us to be happy for what we have. Now, when I saw that the big message was telling us to not be envious, but be happy for what God has given others, it reminded me about something my mom shared that I want to share with you guys. And it's about losing. And sometimes when you lose, you could feel envious or jealous that your opponents won and they are now called the winners. But what my mom said, I hope, will also change your way of thinking about losing, since it changed my perspective. My mom said, maybe it's their time to shine, and God gifted them this win because they may be going through something. Maybe God is also telling you need to improve on something. What my mom said changed my perspective to be happy that my opponent was given God's grace. For today's challenge, comment down below something about this week's big message or verse that changed your perspective. May the peace of God be with us all, and I'll see you next week. And to all my awesome kids members, see you later.